Hello, McIntyre Football Fan TV. It's myself, Paul Neal, and I'm here to speak to you about Troy Parrott's loan move to Millwall from Tottenham Hotspur. With the season coming ahead now for the championship in the next month, Troy has joined on loan, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on, considering how well Jason Malumbi done there last season. Established himself as a really top player, and obviously within the Ireland under 21s, as did Troy. Now let's kind of look back at what Troy's done in the last year. So he's been unbelievable for the under 21s and Stephen Kenny, which will obviously propel him if he does well. With Stephen knowing him so well and trusting him. And then you have the fact that he was actually capped by Mick McCarthy, albeit it was a friendly against New Zealand, but he was actually in the squad for the Denmark game as well. So he's obviously hugely highly rated. Now the media in Ireland have really hyped him up, and fans have really looked at him as like the chosen one, which do think that still needs to cool off a bit. He's a fantastic player, obviously, and Millwall wouldn't want to have him in as a striker. Or well, see, the difference with Troy is he can play in a number of different positions. So it's not just like he'll play up front. He can play in the 10. He can play left, right, or up front. So he actually is a brilliant option for Millwall to have. So the fact that he can play these different positions, and even if he had a target man playing off him, that'd be brilliant for him, I think. But just from his own point of view, it's a fantastic move, and it kind of just shows his ambition now that he does want to kick on this year. He's obviously seen what Jason Malumbi has done at Millwall, and how Jason now is really in contention for the Irish senior team, with Stephen after taking over, and Stephen obviously having him as captain. But Troy, I mean, the kid scores goals, and I think Troy actually earmarked it before himself. The fact that he does score goals, it does seem to bump him up the list in terms of getting noticed more, and kind of that's how he got bumped up the age levels and stuff like that. But he had a serious record with the underage setup of Ireland, and obviously he was scoring goals for Spurs in the UEFA Youth League, as well as the Premier League too as well. So he was kind of getting in there. A couple of subs appearances for Spurs. Mourinho seems to like him, but is very kind of wary of when to put him in, and not to kind of overdo the hype, and just kind of protect him, which you can kind of understand. I know a lot of ex Chelsea fans who were supporting Chelsea while Mourinho was in charge, were saying that Mourinho won't give him a chance, this, that, and the other. But I think it remains to be seen. Mourinho is not at a Chelsea or a Man City or something where they can throw money at things. I do think Troy is an exceptional talent. Um, if he can get into the championship now next season and be playing regularly and scoring goals, it's going to be massive for his career. I think Sean Williams is actually going to play a huge part in kind of Troy making the breakthrough at Millwall. Sean was a huge factor for Jason Malumbi last season, and really took him under his wing. I did a podcast with Jay during the summer, and Sean, both at Millwall at the time anyway. But I did a podcast with both of them, and they both spoke about how good they were for each other, and um, Jason just couldn't speak highly enough of Sean, what he did for him while he was there, and how good he was for him on the pitch. So I do think it's nice now for Troy to have someone to kind of guide him through games, if that is the case. Someone who has played international football and has scored for their country in Sean Williams. A player who was overlooked a lot of the time, in my opinion, but thought thought what he did with Jason this year was very good, and I do think that now Troy himself, if he can get amongst the goals, or even if he's not getting in at Millwall straight away, I don't think people should panic straight away. I don't think Jason got into the team straight away. They kind of work towards it. There's a lot of games in those championship seasons, and they come at you thick and fast. So he will get opportunities, but let's just not kind of get too far ahead of ourselves. It's okay being excited, but don't be heaping pressure on the fella that if he's playing for Ireland and he doesn't score a hat trick, that he's the worst player in the world, because that tends to be an ongoing trend with our fans. Unfortunately, if someone doesn't come in and do well straight away, it's, oh, he's not the player we thought he was. I'm sure he will be the player that you want him to be, but he just needs a bit of direction. He just needs a bit of guidance and probably structure. And I think he's going to get that. He seems to, have bought into what Gary Rowett has sold him at Millwall. The media the way they unveiled Troy, I thought was fantastic, and I do like Millwall is starting to get a bit of an Irish following now from taking these players in on loan. And I think Jason had a say on getting Troy in, or he gave him a glowing reference if you're to believe what you read online. So there's lots of different things to be excited about. You know, we've also got, like, don't forget Adam Eader's dropping down to the championship with Norwich, and he could go on and do things this season as well with Norwich. So, um, it is an exciting time for our young players, but no more so than Troy. I think this is a huge opportunity for him to kind of showcase what he can do at men's senior level. He's never really played against men properly. He's trained with the Spurs first team, and that's fair enough. But he just seems the type of player that kind of comes in, doesn't have a whole lot of fear, and plays, on the edge, and more often than not tends to get amongst the goals and turns up at big times. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that we should be excited about, but not too excited at the same time. Let's just see how it pans out. Let him have a really good season at Millwall. Hopefully, get them promoted or into the playoffs, which he kind of earmarked. So hopefully he can do that, and if he does do that, then we'll be looking at him as a serious contender, and hopefully, in June we're going to the Euros, and he'll be playing. But if not, hopefully he's playing in the Nations League games in September, or even the playoffs in September, and God willing, November too, if we win our semi-final of that first playoff. But yeah, I just think it's something to be excited about, and yeah, just let us know your thoughts. What do you think of the move? Who do you think is going to be exciting for us next season? And also, if you're watching this now, we actually have an Instagram competition which is running up until this evening, Sunday evening at 9 p.m. So make sure to head over, check that. There's 7 League of Ireland jerseys up for grabs. All you gotta do is head over to our Instagram and check the competition. The link will be in the description, so check it out. Don't forget to like the video, don't forget to subscribe, and as always, I'll speak to you soon. Thanks for watching.